Out of West Bridgewater in the 4. Here they come. 8 laps, 8 qualifying. Lashaway pulls it down quickly. I don't know what happened on his start. DeRozier takes the lead with Hasbrook and Wenzel. Going to be fun. This is a very green track. We've had so much rain. Won't be a lot of times to stick. Caution is out for the 45 of Lashaway. Caution is out on the racetrack. Here's DeRozier, Wenzel, Hasbrook, Alexander, and Krajewski as they come down for the green. Chris Davis slow getting off the start, backs him up in turn 4. And Wenzel looks to the inside of DeRozier. It's Wenzel, DeRozier, Alexander, Hasbrook, and Krajewski. Davis really having some problems. Alexander works down the outside. Can't get it to stick and lets DeRozier take that second spot. Wenzel, DeRozier, and Alexander with Hasbrook. Kamansky starting to move, Felton sitting back. Halfway. Wenzel comfortably ahead. The battle for third between Hasbrook, Alexander, and Kamansky. Hasbrook's going to make them take the outside if they want it. Alexander grabs third, Kamansky up to fourth. Two to go. Wenzel, DeRozier, Alexander, Kamansky, Hasbrook. Then it's Alexander, Krajewski, and Felton. One lap left. Felton works the outside of Krajewski, Anaki the inside. It'll be Wenzel, DeRozier, Alexander, Kamansky. On the backstretch, fighting for the checkers. Wenzel well out ahead. Alexander and Kamansky move up. DeRozier's kicked back to fourth. Hasbrook will come across in fifth. Then it'll be Beef Alexander, Felton, Krajewski, Anaki, Blackmore, and Rathburn.
Alinsky and John Pachalski. Off turn 4 to complete lap number 1, it is Hersey in car 13, New Hampshire. Farnsworth trying to hold on to second. Here comes Mallet in the 97 and Drew in the 17. Zielinski now starting to make a move on the outside of Drew. As Farnsworth drifts up just a bit coming off of turn 4, here comes Mallet down to the low side looking for racing room in car 97. Zielinski puts the pressure on Drew as Drew will try to hold the inside groove in the battle for fourth. Here comes Zielinski up the high side, car number 7. And it looks like he's got the advantage as they go off turn 2. It is Scott Zielinski moving into fourth. Drew hanging tough on the low side, but he can't make the move stick. Now the halfway marker is out for Hersey with Farnsworth in second. Mallet in third in car 97 looking for racing room to get around Farnsworth with Zielinski in fourth, Drew fifth, John Pachalski and now Corey Cashman about to go one lap down in car 27. Hersey will try to move to the inside as Cashman is trying to stay low, but can't quite do it now. He continues to hold off Hersey as Farnsworth and Mallet have closed back in. Here comes Zielinski. Now they find a way around the car number 27, or at least Hersey does for right now. Here comes Farnsworth up the high side. And Zielinski squeezes in between everybody, makes contact with Farnsworth and Cashman with a white flag in the air. So Hersey will run out in front. Mallet gets up high in turn number 2, and now Corey Cashman once again goes around on the back straightaway. Checkered flag is out this time by. At the line, it's the 13 New Hampshire of Russ Hersey. As The yellow flag remains out. Starter Chance Stevens did not like that start. The same time in the season, both late. However, they made up for it with some very impressive runs. Here they come. Off turn 4, green flag is out. Into turn number 1, it's Block, Zellman, Living Good. Gets a little sideways. Burgess up to 4th, Baker 5th, and Zarnecki 6th. Block gets sideways through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Zellman looking for racing room. Both get sideways off turn 4. And Block will now edge away just a bit. Zellman all alone in the second spot, but he's closing back in on Block as they head into turn 3. Living Good 3rd, 4th is Burgess, and 5th is the car number 20 of Joe Zarnecki. Block will lead them down the back straightaway. Here comes Zellman, closing right back in car 39, and he will look for racing room. Into turn number 1. Block holds the low line around the racetrack. Zellman right on his heels as they approach the halfway point. Battle for position number 3 on the racetrack. That is the car number 87 of Jason Livinggood on the high side in turn 1. And Burgess down low in the 4X, and he'll take the spot. Back up front, that battle for the lead continues with Zellman closing right up on the back bumper of Block. Zellman looks high, now stays right behind Block as they go down the back straightaway. He will look high again going into turn number 3. 2 laps to go this time by. Block holds the low side of the racetrack once again, and that helps him hold off Zellman. Zellman with a blast of speed heading off of turn 2 into turn 3 will once again run the high side. Gets good traction off the turn. White flag is out. Now Zellman tries the high side on the back straightaway. Here they come off turn number 4, and it's Travis Block with the win over Joe Zellman. Here's that battle for 3rd off turn 4, Burgess, Livinggood, and Zarnecki, with Baker coming home in the 6th spot. So that'll do it for the strictly stock qualifying rounds. Cars
10 laps of qualifying for the late model street stocks. Rule brings him down. Johnson a little slow on the start. Here's the green. It'll be Rule, Brio, Johnson, Bree, and Gaynor. Carey smoothly jumps right up into 5th spot on the inside. Rule, Brio, and Bree. Jim Rule holding him off. Eddie Brio trying to find some running room. Here comes Carey up the inside. Carey looks inside Bree, dives down below Brio, and he'll take it coming off turn as Johnson gets way outside. Buffum spins into the infield on the backstretch into turn 4. Jay Stewart moving up into 3rd, now 4th. Carey tries Rule on the inside, finally finds some running room and cuts it right down to the apron. Tom Carey, Jay Stewart, Jim Rule. Then it's Bree, Brio, and Gaynor. Tom Carey and Jay Stewart. Whoa, look out. Gaynor in trouble. Almost took Batchelor with him. Buffum pushing badly off the turn. Here's Carey, Stewart, Bree, Brio, and Rule. Batchelor dirt tracks it off the turn. To go now. 2 to go for Carey, Stewart, Bree, Brio, Rule. Everybody coming off turn 4 with a tire smoke pouring off those right rear. Not a bit of rubber in the racetrack. 1 lap to go now. Carey. If they're going to smoke anything, they want to smoke the right rear, not the right front. Here's the checkered flag for Tom Carey Jr. Jay Stewart, Bill Bree, Eddie Brio, and Jim Rule. Then Batchelor, Gaynor, and Buffum will finish. Johnson pulls it out of the infield. The win, Tom Carey Jr. in the 5 Vermont. Jay Stewart. Slow start. And there's a green. They're sleeping, and somebody's going to get caught. Tom Stone manages to get off the mark, and here comes Ed out of the pack. Ed Stone tried to dive underneath Patno, and Patno gives him no room. Barry Gray and Jay Ferrullo come together. Ferrullo's going to wait. No, he can't. Now we have the caution. Caution on the racetrack as Ferrullo gets started. Shepard, Fitzgerald, Nelson, and Ferrullo. Here they come. Looking for green. This time they've got it. And under power. Patno and Stone. Stone will take the low road, and here comes Ed Stone underneath. Foster in trouble in the 0-0. Barry Gray comes in hard on the back bumper of Ed Stone. Gray gets underneath Patno and pops him one. It's Stone, Stone, Gray. Gray in again. Patno behind him. Then Shepard, Dietz, and Ferrullo. Ed Stone trying to get underneath Tom Stone, and Tom's not going to give him the room. You want to go by, do it on the outside. And that's where Ed goes, to the outside. Barry Gray trying to get underneath Ed Stone now to take over second. It's Tom Stone, Ed Stone, and Barry Gray as they play heavy-duty bumper tag. Barry Gray right on that bumper of Tom Stone. He looks to the outside. Tom Stone gets on the binders, then hits the gas off the turn and continues to hold the lead. Ed Stone comes right back underneath Barry Gray and takes away that low groove. Stone and Gray down the backstretch, fighting for second. Ed Stone dives in low. Tom Stone holds the lead. Ed Stone and Barry Gray almost come together on the straightaway. Ed Stone's down inside again. Barry Gray can't go up high. Ed gives him a little bumper and moves him up a groove. 2 laps left, and Stone and Gray fight for second. Tom Stone runs away. Ed Stone into the backside. They both come together. And this time Barry Gray gets loose and comes out of the way. 1 lap left. It's going to be Tom Stone, Ed Stone, and Barry Gray. Roger Shepard up to 4th. Todd Patno fighting for his life in 5th. Checkered flag this time as Ferrullo gets Todd Patno. Almost takes him out. The winner is Tom Stone, Ed Stone, Barry Gray. This time, Fitzgerald gets Ferrullo and spins him out of the way. Patno picks up 5th, Fitzgerald 6th, 7th to Dietz, 8th to Nelson, 9th to Ferrullo, or 3 or 4 back there playing bumper tag with each other. Tom Stone, the beneficiary of that battle between Ed Stone and Barry Gray. Dwayne Cody and Kevin Blackmore will bring the field down. Here they come. Looking for green, and here it is. And already Cody's all the way around. Everybody scatters to get around him as Cody does a 360 and smokes the tires, trying to find the gear and get off the ground. It'll be Blackmore with the lead. Krajewski second, DeRozier, Alexander, then it's Anaki and Rathburn. Kevin Blackmore in the 12. Joe Krajewski, Rick DeRozier, Kirk Alexander, Beef Alexander, and Alan Anaki. Kevin Blackmore leads the second lap. Up in the dirt, Chris Hasbrook takes a 24 off the track and into the dirt up by the pit stands. He's back on the gas, but not before the caution comes out. Caution on the racetrack. Caution on the racetrack as Hasbrook spins it off the top of turns 1 and 2. Wenzel, Davis, Hasbrook, here they come. There's the green. Blackmore trying to hang on to that lead. He's going to have Alexander and Anaki breathing down his bumpers. Here comes Felton up the inside with Kamansky right behind him. They come down off turn 4. It's going to be Blackmore, Alexander, and Krajewski. Felton, Anaki, Kamansky, and Alexander. Krajewski trying to jump up a little bit as he gets into the turn. It's not going to work. Blackmore continues to lead. Alexander down low looking for that lead. Can't quite do it off of 2. Here comes Felton. Felton and Alexander way down to the inside of the racetrack. Alexander moves over. Felton stays right there with him. The battle for second. It'll be Felton. Felton, Alexander, and Kamansky chasing down Blackmore. Now it'll be Fred Felton on lap 6. Felton way up high with Blackmore. Blackmore hangs on to second. Alexander third. Kamansky fourth. Then Anaki and Krajewski. Alexander and Blackmore battle for second. Here they come down to the line. Alexander has second. Freight train on the inside is going to blow underneath Blackmore. Maybe. Alexander trying to keep Kamansky behind him. Fred Felton well out ahead. Here's Alexander and Blackmore to the line. Kamansky sits right on Alexander's bumper, waiting for an opportunity to get underneath. Alexander trying to take up all the racetrack he can. And it's still Alexander, Blackmore, Kamansky, and Anaki. Blackmore gives up a little ground this time. Enough of a hole for Kamansky to get outside. Halfway through the event, Felton's your leader. Kamansky, Alexander, Anaki. Fred Felton way out ahead now. As they battle for position behind him. Kamansky, Alexander, Anaki, Wenzel, and Blackmore. Final mini-stock feature of the season. And Fred Felton's going to wind up with 2 wins in a row here. Kamansky second, Alexander, then Wenzel. Blackmore trying to fight back into that 5th spot, and he may well get it. One of Kevin Blackmore's better races of the year. Except Anaki dove back inside and take it away from him. 5 laps to go next time by for Fred Felton. Felton leads. Kamansky second. Alexander, Wenzel fight for third. Anaki fourth, Blackmore fifth. Check that, 6th. The real battle is for third, and here's Wenzel and Alexander. Wenzel grabs third. Kirk Alexander right back on the outside. Alexander's going to have to get a nose down inside. Look out, here comes Anaki. Stays right there with him, battling for fourth. Anaki works the inside on Alexander for fourth. Alexander fights him back on the outside with 2 laps to go. Felton, your leader. Kamansky second. Chris Wenzel goes third. Alexander fourth, Anaki fifth. Alexander got a break with Chris Davis there. White flag this time. It's Felton leading. Kamansky second. Wenzel third. Alexander fourth. Anaki fifth. Sixth is Blackmore. Seventh is Beef Alexander in the seventh. Then Hasbrook, Krajewski, DeRozier. Here's your winner, Fred Felton. George Kamansky second. It'll be Chris Wenzel for third. Kirk Alexander fourth, and fifth to Alan Anaki. Our 1991 champion, Fred Felton. Freddie, nice way to end the year.
Yeah, I won the first one. I wanted to win the last one in the worst way.
Well, you got a break and slipped through traffic and was just looking in the mirror to see how far behind George was.
I was going to wait for him because I've tried to get him to wait for me when he's been in this position, but he wouldn't, so I didn't wait for him.
Just go for it and go get those checkers. And George, of course, has got to rest up because he's got a lot more racing to do. Nice run. Nice way to end the season. Fred Felton, your winner today. Well, George, this was the first, let's see, we had 8 laps of qualifying, 20 laps, the first 28 laps out of how many today?
Oh, about 250.
We figured it out. Your wife figured it out. She probably told you. Somewhere between the time we started the season and the end of October, you will have run about 3,200 laps on this track in Enduros and Minis. That's about 800 miles. What do you think?
That's fun, 800 miles. While I have the opportunity, I'd like to thank all the people involved with the track, the officials, the owners, the cooks, and everyone just involved for having such a nice summer here. Thanks to everybody.
George Kamansky finishing second in the mini feature, and Chris Wenzel finishes third. Chris, we said in the pits, I told you this is Enduro Sunday. You're supposed to win.
Well, we're supposed to, but we just ran out of time, that's all.
Could have maybe run him down if you'd had 40 or 50 laps, huh?
I hope so.
Next year?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
All right, third place, Chris Wenzel. Strictly Stocks are waiting in the wings, ready to go.
Bentley 2 heat winners. Right up there in the front row. And they begin to pick up speed as they head into turn 3. Hersey dirt tracks it. Green flag is out. Into turn 1, Hersey, Block, Farnsworth, Selman, and Mallet with Zielinski on the high side, grabbing the 5th spot. Diving into turn 3, Hersey, Block, Farnsworth. Here comes Zielinski to the high side of Selman. Mallet 6th, Burgess 7th. With Drew and Livingood coming together on the front straightaway, and Drew gets a flat left front tire. A tough break for one of our leading rookies in 1991. Steve Drew in car 17. Yellow is out. Yellow flag is out with 2 laps complete. For their lost time this season, we're looking for green this time by with Hersey and Block, Farnsworth, Zellman, Zielinski, Mallet. And here they come. Green flag is in the air. And side by side off turn number 4, Hersey and Block. Block on the high side looking to overtake Hersey and take the lead. As they head into turn 3, we'll see if there's any changes. John Pachalski all out of shape on the back straightaway, car 37M. Block gets sideways off turn 4, and that will give Hersey a break, and he will move back out in front. Selman and Farnsworth battle for position number 3, and Selman moves ahead on the back straightaway. He will tuck into 3rd. Bumper tag, and Selman and Mallet get crossed up and go around. Yellow flag is out. This time by. Side by side, into turn 3, picking up speed, Hersey, Block, Farnsworth, Zielinski, and Burgess. Green flag is out. Into turn number 1, once again, side by side. Hersey down low, Block on the high side. Farnsworth tries to tuck in for 3rd. He gets a little crossed up, and Zielinski also gets out of shape on the back straightaway. However, he does not lose his position, just a little ground. He'll try to hold on for position number 4 as Burgess runs the low side in car 4X. Block once again gets the slightest bit crossed up, and that costs him as Hersey will move back out into at least a car length of a lead. Farnsworth trying to hold on for 3rd. Here comes Zielinski down low in car number 7. Burgess, Drew, Livingood, and the 20 of Joe Zarnecki. John Mallett pulls into the infield in car number 97. A tough break for a gentleman who is certainly a top candidate for a Hard Luck Award this season. Back up front, it is Hersey as Farnsworth gets way up high coming off of turn 4, car 41 Mass. Contact is made between Burgess and Farnsworth as they battle for the 4th spot, and Burgess will move into that position with Drew moving up as well in car 17. Jason Livingood gets crossed up. He goes around, makes contact with John Pachalski, and the yellow flag is in the air once again. Under caution on lap number 6, Jason Livingood loses it coming off of turn number 4, spins right back around in front of John Pachalski. The two make contact, and now you can see the damage to the 87, and pace picks up, and the green is in the air. Off turn 4, Hersey and Block. Block once again will try to overtake Hersey on the high side of the racetrack, and Block does so in car 66 Vermont. He moves out in front. Hersey gets overtaken by Zielinski now as car 7 will move into the runner-up spot. And here comes Steve Drew down on the low side of the racetrack. And he's got position number 3 as Hersey is off the pace with car 13 New Hampshire. That is the way it appears. He lost a lot of ground in just 2 laps. So it's Block, Zielinski, and Drew. Now Hersey gets out of shape as he and Farnsworth along with Zarnecki all make contact. No doubt Hersey must have a problem with that automobile. So out in front, it's Travis Block in car 66 Vermont. Scott Zielinski right there in 2nd. Steve Drew 3rd. Burgess 4th. Joe Zellman back up to 5th in car 39. Joe Zarnecki 6th. Hersey 7th. Farnsworth looking for a way around in 8th. John Pachalski 9th and Randy Baker in 10th. Halfway marker is out. Block holds off Zielinski. Drew in 3rd. Burgess 4th. Zellman in the 5th spot. And around goes Hersey off turn number 2 with car 13 New Hampshire. Randy Baker on the binders in car 71. Here comes Drew with a low move on Zielinski, and we're going to go to caution. Yellow flag in the air on lap 12. Russ Hersey, after a great run in car 13 New Hampshire, after losing the lead, faded greatly and now goes around off turn 2. There's definitely some kind of problem with that automobile. Yellow flag still out. Everybody gets on the brakes and sideways. We'll give the field a chance to get back in line. So next time by, we're almost guaranteed a green, I hope. Travis Block in car 66 Vermont, Scott Zielinski in car 7, Steve Drew in car 17, Burgess in the 4X, and Zellman in the 39. Here they come. Green flag is in the air off turn number 4, side by side, Block and Zielinski, with Drew right there to contend in car 17. Into turn 1, Block runs the low side. Zielinski tries to get a good bite coming off turn 2, can't do so, and he'll have to try it again going into turn 3 on the high side. And Block will hold him off at the line in car 66 Vermont. Here comes Drew down low in car 17. Steve Drew on the low side, dirt tracks it in turn 2 as Zellman in car 39 is back up into the 4th position. Now Zielinski tries the low side of Block coming off of turn 4. Block tries to run low in turns 1 and 2. Zielinski dirt tracks it on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Zellman to the inside of Steve Drew, and Zellman will try to move up into the top 3, and he gets crossed up, goes around into the infield. A tough break for the car number 39 of Zellman, who worked hard to get back up into the top 5, and now he has gone around again. It's still Block at the front of the field with Zielinski right on his back bumper. Drew there in 3rd, Burgess 4th, Zarnecki 5th, Hersey 6th, Farnsworth in 7th, and Zellman in 8th. Less than 5 laps remaining for the car number 66 Vermont car of Travis Block. Zielinski once again looking for racing room. Drew holding off Ron Burgess in the battle for the 3rd spot. Zielinski moves right up and tags the back end of the Block car. 2 laps remaining. Will it be Travis Block to get his first win ever in car 66 Vermont? Can he hold off Zielinski? Zielinski tags the back end of the 66 Vermont. The 2 pull away from Steve Drew, who is looking to wrap up the season on a positive note with a top 3. I'm sure he'll do so, but we don't know who's going to be 1 and 2 quite yet. White flag is in the air. Zielinski once again closes right up on the back bumper of Block. Into turns 3 and 4. Contact one more time. Checkered flag is in the air, and it's Travis Block with his first win in car 66 Vermont.
Go away, and this time it came to him.
The winner of the Strictly Stock feature event. Travis, you got a little bit of a late start to your rookie season. It was an up and down season, and you couldn't wrap up the season on a better note.
No, it was a good way to end the season, definitely. We've done it before, end the season with wins. It worked out good. Tough running behind me, I knew they were there the whole race. And I'd like to thank my sponsors, B. Briggs Lawn Care, for giving me the ride this year and giving me a chance to run the car. It's meant a lot to me. Barrington Hill Wood, and Central Parts, Tony's Pizzeria, Farnham Trucking, and I guess that'll be about it.
Congratulations. Travis Block gets his first win ever this Sunday afternoon in car 66 Vermont. Here's our second place finisher, Scott Zielinski. A great run once again after being the feature winner last week.
Okay, I came out here this week with a bad front tire. My parents let me borrow the money. They're the ones that made it happen.
Congratulations, Scott Zielinski, your runner-up finisher, car number 7. And Steve Drew, you were here last weekend as well. Congratulations with your 3rd place finish.
Well, thanks a lot. I'd like to thank all our sponsors for getting us through this great season, our rookie season, and we'll be back next year to try to put it up here more often than just now and then.
I'm sure you will. Steve Drew, your 3rd place finisher in car 17.
Tom Stone and Bill Bree, Ed Stone and Steve Gaynor, Roger Shepard and Al Fitzgerald. 25 laps, here they come. Into turn 2, it's going to be Rule, Bachelor, Brio, Patnote, Stone and Stone. Rule trying to bring him down off of turn 4. It's going to be Rule, Patnote, Bachelor, Stone and Brio. With Stone on the backstretch and into 3. Rule hangs on for another lap. Stewart comes up on the outside. Barry Gray, look out! Shepard comes off the turn and catches Gray in the right rear and cuts down a tire. And Barry Gray, unaware the flat tire is out on the track, he's going to try to spin it and get the caution flag, and he does. Barry Gray brings it on the track. Look out! Trouble in turn 4. As Stewart and Bachelor come together. A wild afternoon here on lap number 3. Barry Gray got clipped by Roger Shepard coming off turn 4. He got loose, hit him in the side. Gray drove back onto the track and then spun to get the caution. In the meantime, Bachelor got loose in turn 4, got run over by Stewart, and brings out a caution as well. So who's to say who's it for? Jim Rule in the 55. The 24 is Todd Patnode. The 3 is Tom Stone. 29, Eddie Brio Jr. That's the blue 29. The 11 is Ed Stone. The 66, Jay Stewart. 68, Bill Bree. And 87, Al Fitzgerald. The 6 is Steve Gaynor. And the 11, the white one, is Jay Ferrullo. Here they come for the green. Rule hanging on. Patnode works up the outside. Stone is all over Rule's bumper. Stewart's all over Eddie Stone's bumper. Three, trying to stuff him 3 wide into the turn. Here comes Rule, trying to hold on. Way outside, it's going to be Rule. Patnode and Stone. Patnode working it hard on the outside. Here comes Stoney up the inside. Tom Stone right up the inside. Stone and Rule. Bumper to bumper off the turn. Stone will come down at lap 4. It'll be Rule, Stone, everybody getting sideways. Stone coming back at it one more time. This time Stoney moves up. Here comes Ed Stone behind him. It's Stone, Rule, Stone, Patnode, Stewart. Spinning to the infield is Shepard. He's not going to get any help over there. He's going to have to fire up and come back in. He's not going to get the help he wants. Here comes Tom Stone, Ed Stone, Jay Stewart, Todd Patnode, and Bill Bree now. Then it's Rule, Brio, Fitzgerald, Ferrulo, and the 5 for Carey. Then Barry Gray, Gaynor, Batchelor, Nelson, and Johnson. A lap down. Here comes Shepard trying to stay ahead of the leaders. Stoney works up behind Shepard. Shepard goes high, and the lead cars are going to try to work underneath. Shepard trying to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. He goes high, and here come the lead cars. He may come down and clip him almost. Ed Stone trying to get underneath him. That gives Jay Stewart a break, and Stewart comes underneath. Stewart, Stone underneath Shepard. Stoney right back up the inside. Shepard behind him. Stoney trying to get in there. Stewart shuts him down. Ed Stone staying right in there. Goes down to the white line. Stewart hangs on for second. It's Tom Stone, Jay Stewart. Ed Stone gets Stewart sideways and he stays with it. A lot of action behind him as Barry Gray comes up through traffic. So does Tom Carey. The battle for second. Jay Stewart on the brakes and in second. Ed Stone right in third. There goes the 24 and the 5 spinning to bring out the caution. Carey spins the 5 car in the high side of turn 3, slides into 4 and gets a caution flag as Patnode goes with him. Tom Stone, Jay Stewart, and Ed Stone are putting on one whale of a battle for the lead positions. The Bucks restarting 11. Tom Stone in the 3, Jay Stewart in the 66, Ed Stone in the 11. Here comes Rule in the 55 to join the back of the field. A caution remains on the racetrack. We still have caution on the racetrack. And Bree, Gray and Ferrulo, Fitzgerald and Gaynor, Nelson and Johnson. 10 cars. There's 3 or 4 of them up front, want a piece of this lead, and we've got more than half the race to go. Here they come. Stone gets the break. Ed Stone right behind him. They come down off 4. It's going to be Stone, Stone, and Stewart. Gray and Bree. Everybody but Stewart has had a win so far this year. Stewart coming back on the outside. They'll come down to complete lap number 11. Tom Stone, Ed Stone, Jay Stewart, Barry Gray, Bill Bree, Jay Ferrulo, Fitzgerald, Carey has moved up. Spinning is Buffum. He'll bring it back on the track. We're coming up on the halfway mark this time by. Halfway, it's going to be Tom Stone, Ed Stone, Jay Stewart, Barry Gray, and Bill Bree. Fitzgerald gets loose and Carey comes underneath to pick up that number 6 spot. Here's Ed Stone putting a challenge on Tom. No room there. Jay Stewart trying to hold on to third now with Barry Gray up there with him. Ed Stone looking for a way to get underneath his nephew Tom, puts his bumper in there. Jay Stewart comes in and holds on. Stewart smokes those tires. Barry Gray comes underneath with a little bit of a bumper. Gray into the side of Stewart, down the backstretch. Stewart and Gray fight for third. Ed Stone going to the outside. Here's Stewart trying to hold on to that spot. Barry Gray has third. Ed Stone works the outside of Tom Stone. Stewart lays back to cool those tires. Tom Carey moves into 5th underneath Bill Bree. The battle for the lead is Stone and Stone. Gray and Stewart. Carey and Bree. Ed Stone still right there. Tom Stone holding a steady line. 8 laps remaining. A little bit of contact in the turn. Now a flat tire on the 3. He's in the wall. Caution comes out. Caution on the racetrack, and I think a few of them don't see the 3 there. Stone and Stone came together, and I think the contact cut down the tire on the 3 car. Into the pits. Buffum is in the pits. Howie Dietz is back out in the 8. So with that change, Tom Stone and Ed Stone battling hard for the lead. And apparently there was some contact in the eyes of the officials. So Ed Stone is getting penalized to the back with Tom. They're going to have to fight their way through the field in about 7 laps to get up on top with Barry Gray and Jay Stewart. Tom Carey goes 3rd, Bill Bree 4th, and Al Fitzgerald 5th. Then it's Ferrulo, Gaynor, Brio, and Patnode. Up front again. Stone, Gray, Stewart, Carey, Bree, and Alec Fitzgerald. Here they come. Restart lap 18 on the gas. Barry Gray works the outside with a heavily smoking tire. Jay Stewart trying to work underneath him. Stewart, Gray dives low. It'll be Stone leading lap 18. Caution on the racetrack for the 55 off turn 4. The 55 with a flat right front tire. Off the banking, slam into the side of somebody's car, and there he goes. Got her fired. All right. Here they come, looking for the restart. He's on the gas. It's Stone, Gray, Stewart. Jay Ferrulo pulls way up high. Jay Stewart inside Barry Gray. Back on the bumper of Ed Stone. It's Stone, Stewart, and Gray. Carey and Bree. Stone will lead him down. Stewart. Ed Stone leads. Jay Stewart goes 2nd. Tom Carey's up to 3rd, Barry Gray 4th. 5th is Bree, 6th is Fitzgerald and Patnode and Stone. Ferrulo having a real problem going into 3. Ed Stone looking for win number 5 if he can do it. Here's Jay Stewart with a good strong run in 2nd. 21 down, working on 22. Stone, Stewart, Carey. Gray and Bree. Here's Carey looking to the outside of Stewart. Stewart's going to try to hold on to that 2nd spot. Comes off the low side of turn 4. Ed Stone, Jay Stewart, Tom Carey can't cake and stick. Here's Barry Gray up underneath him. 2 laps to go this time by. It's Stone, Stewart, Carey and Gray, then Bree. Carey having trouble holding it down in the turns, and that's just what Stewart needs. White flag in behind Stone. It's Stone, Stewart, Carey and Gray. Bill Bree a distant 5th. Stewart trying to come back one more time. Stoney holding his ground. Here they come down for the checkers now. Ed Stone, Jay Stewart. Ed Stone for number 5. Stewart 2nd. Carey 3rd. Gray 4th. And Bree 5th. to Ed Stone, win number 5. Jay Stewart goes second, Tom Carey third. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's about ready to climb out with his 5th feature win of the 1991 season. Pulls the plug and pulls the wheel. Here he is, squeezing out Ed Stone. A lot of stone to squeeze out of there, too, Ed. You guys gave him quite a show here for quite a number of laps before Tom had some bad luck.
Well, Tom and he's driving my car, and I surely didn't want to take him out, but we got together a little bit, and I evidently gave him a flat. Just one of them things. What a last guy I wanted to take out.
Family remembers things like that, don't they?
Well, right there shows you what can happen, you know. That's my car, I get the winnings, and he got put out. I mean, it's just one of them things, you're running close, and it happens.
Well, you guys ran, gave us a good show. It looked like Jay Stewart gave you a little competition to move up and take Tom's place.
Boy, he's running good, yeah. I don't know, I guess he wins quite a bit at other tracks.
Give you a little competition. Ed Stone, your 5th win of the season. Nice run for Ed. And a face we've been looking for here in Victory Lane since you came up to join us, Jay. Feel pretty good about how the car's running here.
Well, the car ran real well, and I was surprised I had so much at the end, because I didn't think I would.
Where do you usually run, just for the guys that, who don't see you very much on the circuit?
Well, I started at Waterford, and then I ran Riverside until they ran out, and I started running up here. And I like running up here. It's an excellent track, and it's like best racetrack I've ever been at.
And that's some pretty good ones here in New England. Nice run for second, but nice to get up first. But you certainly gave Ed everything he needed to get that win.
Well, he did a good job there. He didn't give me any room, and I'd have done the same thing. So what can you say?
Nice job. Jay Stewart, second finisher. Okay, we've got to give away some money in the 50-50 raffle, and Ed's also got a ride to give. Okay, we're going to do, Ed, before you get in the car, let's